I just found out the true name of Africa. A lot of people think it's called Akebulon, but let's break down the word Akebulon and its ethnic true origins biblically and historically. King Bulan was Khan. He was a Hun. He was a Canaanite mixed with Japheth. That's not Shem. Shem's land is Africa. King Bulan led the conversion of the Khazars to Judaism. The Khazars were really a mixture, a hybrid of people consisting of Edomites, Canaanites, Judahites, Babylonians, Huns, Khazars, Slavs, and such, usually called the Phoenicians. King Bulan was the Khazar king who traced his genealogy back to Japheth's grandson Togmara, the ancestor of all the Turkish tribes, also to the Hittites and the Horites, more precisely. So the Huns, or the Khan, are a mixture of Japheth and Canaan. Noah fathered 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Shem is the father of the Israelites and the people of the continent of Africa. Japheth is the Europeans, and Ham is the Egyptians. Ham's son, Canaan, mixed with Japheth's son, the Mau people, and this is what became the Huns. According to Genesis 9:25, cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be, and Japheth will dwell in the tents of Shem, Israel, and Canaan will be his servant. So the two of them mix together to become the Khan or the Huns. According to Zondervan's dictionary, Ham was the father of the dark races, the Egyptians, but not the Negroes. The Negroes are the African diaspora who are Israel. This term Ak is an alternate spelling of the Arabic word Ak, which means brother. It also means brother in Hebrew. Al at the beginning of Al-Kebulon also means the leader or the. In Akebulon, we also have the word Anunnaki inherent in it. Okay, and the Anunnaki are a group of deities of the ancient Sumerians, Akkadians, Assyrians, Babylonians, and of course Phoenicians, all the same people mixed together. So who were the Anakim? When the Hebrews finished wandering 40 years in the desert, they had to spy out the promised land of Shem, which had been taken over by Canaan. And they found there fearsome giants who we will call Anakim. That's where the word Anak comes from. And this is how they describe the Canaanite Anakim. And there we saw the Nephilim, that is the fallen angel offspring, the sons of.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and I hope you are all doing good. Guys, you know, long before Africa, our continent Africa was called Africa. It had some names and many sources claim that it was known as Al-Kibulan, often translated as Mother of Mankind or the Garden of Eden. So this name is said to predate colonial times by thousands of years. And in this video, we are going to explore all these as said by Chatgpt. You know, throughout history, the stories of land, the stories of identity and ancestry have shaped the entire civilizations. But what happens when the version of history we have been taught is not the whole picture? Today we are here exploring the ancient names, the biblical lineages, and historical claims that challenge how we see the world. So guys, this is not about attacking anyone. It's about uncovering narratives, asking hard questions, and letting history speak for itself. So guys, I'm just going to roll this clip. All credit belongs to the original creator of the video. I'll be coming back with more commentaries. In case of any thoughts, kindly feel free to let me know in the comment section. Stay tuned.
Anak, who come of the Nephilim, and we were in our sights as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sights. So Anak are Nephilim giants. And Anak was the father of Judith, wife of Esau, Edom, a Horite. Notice in Akebulon, you have the word Baal. Baal is tied to Baal worship. He is the god, the lord of the flies, and he is also the name behind the word Lord, okay, which is not the name of the creator. Baal worship is human unaliving. It is also the fallen angels mixing with the seed of women, as in this picture here. And it is also new moon worship, and it is associated with Egypt and Osiris the bull, the Hamitic Egyptian god Osiris, who was the bull god. So we see he is the god of the underworld. He is called Usir or Osiris. Notice the word Seir, Mount Seir of the Horites, in the word Osiris. Osiris and Horus were the father of, quote, the sun. So Horus is associated again with the Horites. Also, he is the holy bull worshipped in Memphis. Memphis is Mitzrayim, is Egypt. So he is a holy Egyptian Canaanite god, not African. The K in Akebulon is for calf, in Hebrew calf, which means light, open palm, or bend. And this is how Canaan's name is spelled, is with the same letter K. And of course, K is part of the word Khazar. And we know Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. So we have Al, the leader of the light of Baal and the seed of the Anunnaki. And we know Canaan stole the land of Shem and always calls it by his name. So Jubilees 10 and 29 says, Canaan saw the land of Lebanon to the river of Egypt, that it was very good. And he went not into the land of his inheritance, that is, to the sea. He dwelt in the land of Lebanon on the east side and west side of the border of the Jordan River, that is the border of the sea. So he dwelt in Shem's land. And so Japheth will dwell now in the tents of Shem, in Shem's land, and Canaan will be his servant. Hence the Khan. So Canaan stealing the land, plus serving Japheth and mixing with Japheth, equals Japheth and Canaan dwelling in the tents of Shem and the land of Shem. Hence they called it Akebulon. So that's not the true name. This is the land of Shem's true name. And let's get into
Yeah, guys, as we continue watching, I hope we are all together in this. Kindly feel free to let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section. I love you all. Let's get tuned into the remaining clip. I'll be back.
My name is Mauli. I'm one of the senior princes of the Everlands in West Africa.
This is my family and my bloodline. This is my grandfather, Ganga, of the Ashanti tribe from Africa. Our family is Nanny of the Maroons from southeast Jamaica in Morant Bay, where our family has land. And my grandfather was a carpenter, and my great-grandfather. And many of the Maroons actually kept their Ivrit names because they were not slaves, or they had escaped as slaves and retained their identity. Much like the Levites in the book of, I can't remember if it's Jasher or Jubilees, that states that the Levites just went and hid in the mountains. This family name on my grandfather's side are the Evans or the Ivri. So this is just one part of my Jamaican family on my grandfather's side, but I just want you to recognize the Ivri that is associated with the Ashanti and the name Evans.
You may not have heard the name ever before, so let me explain it to you now. When you go back in time about 150 years ago to a strip of land in West Africa that was once called the Slave Coast during the time of the transatlantic slave trade, you will notice this area stretched from the Volta River in Ghana through Togo, the Republic of Benin, formerly Dahomey, and to the city of Lagos in western Nigeria. So the geographical area these four countries now occupy was once one territory. People who occupied this stretch of land were then and are still called Ewe. This was the original name of the people who lived on this stretch of land from Ghana to Nigeria. But following the advent of colonial rule in 1884, the name morphed into Ewe. Therefore, the colonial masters substituted the letter W for the vowel sound in the name Ewe. This gave birth to the name Ewe, which is a totally different name. Ewe is the name of a female sheep. Our name is Ewe, not Ewe. The name Ewe is an ancient name that goes back thousands of years, and it is mentioned in the Bible. The first time this name is mentioned in scripture is in the Torah.
Part 2, to learn the true name of Africa and why it was called Africa. Go to IntoAllTruth.net or YouTube to learn more about the true lands of Africa. Like, subscribe, and share. And you can also pick up my calendar for Into All Truth and to learn the appointed times. Get ready for part 2.
So guys, just as we've said that long before this continent Africa was called Africa, it was called the mother of mankind, or the Garden of Eden. So this name is said to predate colonial times by thousands of years, and some historians and cultural scholars believe Alkebulan reflects how early civilizations saw the continent, not just as a landmass, but as the cradle of human civilization. Whether or not this term was used uniformly across all regions is debated, but it reminds us that Africa has deep, powerful roots that existed long before modern maps. Yes, the Canaan and Shem, if I take the biblical perspective, in the Hebrew Bible, we encounter a story of Noah's sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Canaan is described as the son of Ham, while Shem is said to have been blessed with a particular inheritance. So, according to some interpretations, the land of Canaan originally belonged to Shem's line, but was later occupied by the descendants of Canaan. Different traditions and scholars view this passage differently. Some as allegory, some as history. Over centuries, guys, these stories have been tied to questions of identity, migration, and land. And that is why I'm making this video. And we have interpretations versus evidences to this. It's important to remember that ancient texts are often interpreted in many ways. Some communities believe the story of Canaan represents a real transfer of land and power. Others see it as symbolic, a way to explain cultural movements and ancestral lines. Modern archaeology and historical research provide context, but not always certainty. There are gaps, debates, and differing narratives. And with these, people are shocked to get to when we are watching this video, even in the online pages. So why are people reacting so strongly to these claims? And because they can act strongly to these claims because they challenge deeply rooted narratives about who the original inhabitants of certain lands were and how history has been recorded. For some, it feels like a rediscovery of hidden heritage. For others, it's a controversial rewriting of history, but above all, it shows how powerful identity and memory can be. Moving forward with the truth and respect, history is not owned by any group. It's a tapestry woven by many hands. And as we examine stories like Alkebulan, Shem, and Canaan, we must do so with respect, critical thinking, and a commitment to truth. The goal is not to divide, but to uncover, to learn, and to honor the richness of human heritage. Remember, ask questions, research, listen to different voices, because the past is not just something we inherit. It's something we must understand. Yes, So guys, if you found this discussion valuable, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into hidden history. Yes, of course, all credit belongs to the original creators of the video, and this video is meant for educational purposes and commentary purposes as well. Kindly give this video a thumbs up, guys. Kindly give this video a thumbs up, and also what I can say, I hope we have learned a lot, because we have explored the ancient history, the biblical narratives, and the cultural perspective that raise powerful questions about identity, land, and heritage, and mostly of black people who are being questioned. Yes, you see, the name Alkebulan has been discussed and said to be one of the oldest names for Africa. And the story of Canaan and Shem, and how it's interpreted in different traditions, and also how history, faith, and culture intertwine to shape modern perspectives. Thank you so much, guys. Disclaimer: this video presents historical interpretations and personal viewpoints. It is not intended to promote hate or discrimination towards any group. Viewers are encouraged to research multiple sources and engage respectfully in the comments. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's have a real conversation about history, heritage, and truth. Thank you. Be blessed.